Hey there, ready to unlock some ancient wisdom.
We're diving into the world of Ayurveda.
But not with those simplified dosha quizzes you see online.
We're going straight to the source, the Charaka Samhita.
Think of it as a treasure chest of ancient knowledge on how to live a healthier, happier life.
All grounded in natural principles.
It's truly fascinating how the Charaka Samhita isn't just a book, but a collection of wisdom passed down over generations.
It's like a culmination of observations about how to live in harmony with nature, not just for physical well-being, but for overall balance.
And this is where it gets really interesting. One of the most fascinating sections in the text talks about the six tastes, or rasas.
You might think you know what those are: sweet, sour, salty, but Ayurveda goes way deeper.
Each taste is like a hidden energy that can impact your entire system.
Think of it this way. Ayurveda believes that a food's effect goes beyond just that initial taste on your tongue.
The text calls this taste versus substance.
Something might taste sugary sweet, but it could have a drying effect on your body because of its other properties.
It's like a hidden layer of complexity that we rarely consider in our modern approach to food.
Right. It's like how chilies are fiery hot, but often used in hot climates to cool down.
It makes you realize how much we've come to rely on just the superficial taste of food instead of paying attention to its deeper effects on our bodies.
And here's where it gets even more mind-blowing. The Charaka Samhita says the impact of a taste can change based on how the food is prepared, the climate, even the time of day.
It feels so much more nuanced than just what we taste on our tongues.
It does, doesn't it? And it raises a really interesting question about our modern diets.
We've got factory farming, processed foods, all of which strip away a lot of the natural variation and vitality that our ancestors relied on.
It makes you wonder, have we lost touch with those subtleties and their potential impact on our well-being?
It's definitely something to consider, especially with the emphasis on natural, seasonal, and traditionally prepared foods in Ayurveda.
Absolutely.
Welcome back. We're diving deeper into the Charaka Samhita, and trust me, you're in for a real treat.
We've been talking about tastes, doshas, and even those strange morning walk guidelines.
But there's another fascinating element to Ayurveda that we're going to unpack now.
You're talking about food combinations, right?
It's another key piece of the puzzle.
The Charaka Samhita talks about antagonistic foods,
Yeah.
combinations that might seem fine on their own, but when eaten together, they can lead to health issues.
You're not kidding. It's mind-blowing.
The text even warns against mixing milk and fish, saying it can disrupt your circulation.
It makes you question all those food pairings we take for granted, like a cheeseburger, you know?
That's the point.
It's a reminder that food is more than just fuel. It's information.
The way we combine different foods can create harmony or disharmony within our bodies.
And that's what the Charaka Samhita helps us understand.
That's a powerful way to think about it.
And the Charaka Samhita doesn't stop at the physical. It dives deep into mental well-being, with a recurring emphasis on cultivating a serene mind.
It's a core principle of Ayurveda, really.
The text recognizes that true health encompasses not just the physical body, but also our mental and spiritual state.
It's about recognizing that all these aspects are interconnected and influence each other.
You can't have one without the other, really.
It's like this ancient text is laying out a holistic roadmap to well-being, addressing everything from the food we eat to the thoughts we think.
It's pretty remarkable considering how old this wisdom is.
Absolutely. It speaks to the enduring human search for balance and well-being.
And that brings us to another important concept from the Charaka Samhita, Satmya.
Okay, I've heard of Satmya before, but honestly, it always sounded a bit vague. Something about building resilience through good habits.
Right.
That's exactly it.
It's about understanding how our bodies adapt over time.
The text explains that consistent, healthy habits, tailored to our individual needs, gradually build resilience.
It's not about a quick fix. It's about a sustainable approach to well-being that allows us to thrive in the long run. It reminds me of that saying, we are what we repeatedly do.
It sounds like the Charaka Samhita is saying that our daily choices over time shape our health and well-being.
It's not just about what we do every now and then, but what we do consistently.
That's precisely it.
The Charaka Samhita is full of practical advice on how to cultivate those healthy habits, from daily routines to dietary recommendations. You know, I love how this deep dive is making me see Ayurveda in a whole new light.
It's not just about herbal remedies or massage. It's a comprehensive system of knowledge that addresses every aspect of life. And what's really striking is how much of this ancient wisdom feels relevant even today.
It makes you wonder why these principles have resonated for so long, doesn't it?
It does.
And the more we uncover, the more intriguing it gets. I can't wait to see what other gems we unearth in the Charaka Samhita.
Welcome back. I'm still buzzing from all this incredible wisdom packed into the Charaka Samhita.
It's like taking a crash course in ancient wellness.
And I have to say, I'm feeling pretty inspired.
It's amazing how relevant these ancient texts can be, right? They offer such a different perspective on health and well-being.
One that challenges our modern assumptions.
Absolutely.
And speaking of challenging assumptions,
One thing that really stood out to me was the concept of prakriti. It's like our individual constitution.
but the Charaka Samhita takes it a step further than those personality-based dosha quizzes.
You're right, it's much deeper than that.
It's not just about identifying your prakriti or dosha type.
The Charaka Samhita teaches that understanding your prakriti helps you see which imbalances you're most susceptible to.
It's like having a personalized health forecast.
That's a great way to put it.
And the details are incredible.
The text goes into such depth about the different prakriti types,
Their physical characteristics,
mental tendencies.
even their likes and dislikes.
It's like reading a super detailed personality profile, all geared towards understanding your health.
That level of detail is what makes Ayurveda so powerful.
The Charaka Samhita emphasizes that there's no one-size-fits-all solution for health and well-being.
What works for one person might not work for another.
So tailoring lifestyle recommendations to each person's unique constitution is key,
It's a far cry from the modern approach.
which often focuses on treating symptoms rather than getting to the root cause of imbalances.
This deep dive is really making me rethink my whole approach to health.
That's the beauty of the Charaka Samhita.
It encourages a proactive and personalized approach, empowering you to become an active participant in your own well-being.
It's not about following a rigid set of rules, but about understanding yourself on a deeper level and making choices that support your unique needs. So, as we wrap up this deep dive into the Charaka Samhita, what's one key takeaway you hope our listener will ponder?
Yeah.
What I find most fascinating is that this ancient text, written thousands of years ago, still holds so much wisdom for us today.
It speaks to the timeless nature of the human search for well-being.
And it leaves us with a powerful question. If these principles have resonated for so long, what does that tell us about the true path to health and happiness?
Perhaps it's a journey of self-discovery, guided by ancient wisdom and informed by modern insights.
I love that, a journey of self-discovery. It's a great reminder that we each hold the key to our own well-being, and sometimes the wisest path is rediscovering the wisdom that's been there all along. Thanks for joining us on this incredible deep dive into the Charaka Samhita. We'll catch you next time for another fascinating exploration.